Hello, everyone. It's almost 7 o'clock. It's Jasmine Jaguar. I'm going to wait for a few people to join. We're talking about the Photon Belt today and the elements of magic and spirituality and ancient spirituality. So I'm just going to wait just a second till a few more people pop on. I'm using like a third-party app, so I don't know if I can read the direct comments, but we will see what happens. I'm also going to be speaking like this, but when I do the slideshow, I'm going to be showing you the slideshow and then also speaking at the same time, just so you can kind of see the visuals that I have laid out for you. And yeah. Okay, well, I'm gonna get started. It doesn't say that anybody's on here, but that's okay because anybody can join later on, and people can watch this later too. So I'm going to show. Okay, so next time I'll have it on the TV, but this time we're just gonna do it like this. Okay, so this is the Photon Belt. We're going to be going over the ancient spirituality and the theory of light. Please drink water, stretch, and even sleep after this seminar to better retain this information. Thank you. Really recommend that because every time that you are receiving some kind of download from a channeler or even a healer, you should definitely drink lots of water and sit down because you're probably ascending if you're getting new information. Okay, what are photons? Photons are bundles of electromagnetic energy. Electromagnetic energy is radiant energy that travels in waves at the speed of light. The act of these waves carrying the heat, energy, and light waves through a vacuum or a medium from one point to another is considered electromagnetic energy. Light is made up of particles called photons. We are partially made up of light, so we are also made up of photons. So we are made up of the same energy that powers vacuums and the photon belt. That's not like the electronic vacuums that you have at your house. It's like space vacuums. Somebody asked me that question. And if you want to follow along, you can also go to the link in my bio and you'll be able to go to my Patreon, and for $1, you can buy this whole PDF, so you can have it for your files. And I have some resources on here too, if you need help. Okay, so the photon belts. This is the photon belt we're currently in, which is also has the Pleiades, which is the 7 sisters, but also their parents, and then many other stars with them, but that's the main that we can see. And that is what is spoken about in ancient spirituality. Okay, so the photon belt is a solar system that we just entered. Because of this new occurrence, we are now receiving downloads from the ancient ones. This new galaxy includes the 7 sisters of Pleiades. The year of 2022 is very important because it is the year that we receive our Kundalini upgrades by light. That's why you've been so tired this year. These ascension symptoms make us very tired, which is why it's very crucial that we rest and take care of ourselves properly, because we're like plants and we're basically going through our shadows to receive these new light grades. The old ways must be brought back in order to save the light beings of this earth. All we have to do is listen and pursue the divine plan in the state of flow. We must take action, but in a way that is new to us, through air like Aquarius. Okay, so star meanings. So this is mainly of Greek origins, but this has Maya, Merope, Alcyone, Atlas, Pleione, Tayget, Electra, and Callione. Callione, no. I might have gotten a few of those wrong. But these are the stars that are basically going through the photon belt right now. And we just entered 2,000 years of light with 11,000 years of darkness that we just passed through. So if things have seemed heavy, they were. And now we're basically like dusting ourselves off. So Maya, oldest of the 7 Pleiades, the mother of the sisters. Some say she is connected to the Mayans. Merope, bee-eater bird, the last Pleiade, the youngest. Alcyone, the central one, calming of the moon and the sea, may have drowned herself for love. Atlas, Titan that holds up the heavens, Hathor's father. Pleione, sea nymph and mother of 7 Hathors. Tayget, nymph, mistress of animals and shapeshifter. Electra, sits on the shoulder of the bull of Taurus that protects them, in mourning from her physical form. Calliano, Poseidon's lover, the dark one, and the goddess of storms. Okay, so the 7 Hathors. This is them. Beautiful. So this picture is from here, native tribes here. These names are Egyptian names. Lady of the Universe, Sky Storm, the Hidden One, presiding over her place. You from Chemist, red hair, bright red, your name prevails over the West. So honestly, I'm definitely learning a lot about the Hathors. Many people speak of them in many different tribes and cultures. The reason that I know all of this is I am from like 6 different tribes. And then, so I have lots of friends that know these kind of things, and I've spoken with them and we've just kind of connected the dots. So I want to share this with everybody so that we can all know about it. Okay, so we're entering a new frequency of light. Archangel Michael. Some of you may recognize him. If you don't, please look him up. We are now being called to vibrate higher by our ancestors. Ancient cultures have supported this information and are calling us to usher in a new age of enlightenment. To vibrate higher, we must locate the correct information behind the false information that our ancestors, gods, and angels are directing us to. Each of us have a different purpose here on this planet. And once we figure out what exactly that is, we can live in alignment. The ancient ones are coming back. So this is Orion, Taurus the bull, and then Pleiades. This is another drawing of this. The bull Taurus is protecting Pleiades from the hunter Orion. But Orion has come here to evolve. The bull of Taurus protecting the Pleiadian sisters from Orion, the hunter. It is time for the descendants of Orion to raise in vibration so they can live in harmony with the Pleiades sisters. Ancient teachings of the light through sacred cultures. The Mayans, the Egyptians, and other ancient cultures are connected from different dimensions and planes. You can find many differences, but the similarities are outstanding. Many from which I can say about the Egyptians have also been found within the native tribes of what we now call North and South America. Each goes into great detail about how complex each galaxy really is, and there is untapped knowledge waiting for us on the other side of our personal shadow work. The Mayans. I'm part Mayan. These are our temples, Tikal Maya pyramids. They're connected to Pleiades. Most of the pyramids are connected to Pleiades. The Mayans believed that the world would end in 2012, and in fact, It did. Not physically, but pretty much. The world as we knew it did die. The same year we entered the Photon Belt, we entered 2,000 years of light. Our culture believes that we go through stages of light as our DNA evolves. We go through more years of darkness than we do for light, for transformation. Without our shadow selves, we would not know of the light, which makes each part so beautiful and important. One day, we will just be light beings. Many of the Mayan temples are pointed directly at Pleiades and other specific constellations. Pleiades is translated and seen as the end of the rattlesnake tail and the market where we go to get our medicine in Nawa culture. We go to the market first so we can have all of the supplies that we need for heaven or a higher ascension, for whatever you want to look at it. Hopi, Lakota, Iroquois, Apache, Cherokee, and more. I am Apache, which actually comes from the Hopi people and the Inuit people. Even though much of our sacred information has been taken away from us, many of us have been able to keep the sacred fire lit. In many tribes, you will see our direct connection to Pleiades and find that many natives are star beings that come from the Star Nation. Devil's Tower is actually called Sacred Tower because the stars are connected to the Seven Sisters. So this is kind of all of everything lines up to certain stars and constellations. So we're technically speaking with constellations. Black Hills have been under attack for quite some time now, and many other important sacred locations due to its location with the stars. Many mounds have been built over due to these direct connections. Many people have not spoken about these mounds because they either don't want them to get destroyed or they just want to build over them. And honestly, I think it's important for everybody to be educated on them so we can block them off and so we can save them because so many have been destroyed. This is why it is so important to return these sacred sites back to the original owners so we can all have ceremony and star beings can listen to their star ancestors. The original Egyptians. I am also part Egyptian. I know it's pretty crazy, but I really am. And honestly, I only know a sliver of Egyptian culture. So most of the stuff that I have learned, I've gotten educated on by friends or other resources. I've had to dig though, trust me, to find the correct information. And if I'm wrong, please comment under this video because I would love to hear about it. Okay, so the original Egyptians. This is my favorite temple, which is Temple of Hathor, Dendera. This is a photo of the temple, and those are the Hathors. They're pictured many times in here. If you ever want to go to a very real ancient Egyptian temple, visit Dendera. Dendera is a temple connected directly to Pleiades. The 7 Hathors from the temple were actually the famous Pleiades star sisters. They combined tools of healing with their own life force energy to cure beings of aches. Many of the temples were used to worship the gods, but also to heal their own frequencies. Hathor means house of Horus, Falcon's god house, daughters of Ra, rising sun. Hathor sits in the eye of Ra. The 7 Hathors wear bull horns to symbolize the protection of the Taurus bull. They are together in the Milky Way, which is super interesting. I totally did not know that. And it was super cool to find that out. Okay, now we're going over Hindu culture. This is the last one that we're going over today, but there's many other cultures that have so much more about information, especially the Photon Belt and the 2,000 years of light and Pleiades connecting. I just honestly haven't gotten there yet. There's so much more information that I can give out, but if you really want to hear about it, let me know and I'll make another video. Okay, so Hindu culture. Ooh, Kalki, destroyer of the wicked and an usher for the new age. In Hindu culture, many beings actually believe that we are not in the golden age just yet, but some of the rebellious ones do. The rebels believe that we have entered or are about to enter the golden age, which is represented by the Kalki, the 10th avatar of the 10 incarnations of Lord Vishnu. This means that we are leaving Kali, the mother of destruction and transformation, to enter the age of the gods. Kalki's energy rejuvenates existence by ending the darkness and destructive period. We celebrate Hinduism because of their tools that they have given humanity with knowing the 7 chakras. The preservation of their culture is allowing us to now move forward with ours. Light alignment, connecting to source. If light is radiation, doesn't that make us sick? Correct, depending on which light it is. More radiation of light can bring us back from sickness, but artificial light is not the same and could possibly make us sicker. To properly heal lack of light, which is lack of energy, you must go out into the real sunlight. That is why I believe all energy and light is from the original source, the sun. All places of ceremony, which are temples or outside or church, wherever you want to go, have been directly connected to the light and our constellations. Even Christian churches, they knock down the old ancient sites and build right on top of there, which was not very nice, and honestly, they should give it back. Ceremony can keep beings enlightened so that they never get sick. That's why ceremony actually really is so important. And ceremony can be anything. Like you can do yoga, which is really important. You can just do movement, medicine, dancing, singing. There's so much you can do that is ceremony. You can just go outside. That's also ceremony. We are divinely protected light beings, always. The ancient teachings of light have been hidden in order to protect the light beings themselves and also to create transformation. It is now time that we reconnect these missing keys so that we can unlock the doors of enlightenment. We are not late. We are right on time. We just have to do the work. The work can look like rest, reading, creating, meditation, reflection, and yoga. And we got somebody doing yoga, meditating. And we also got somebody with the 7 chakras, which actually there's a lot more chakras than 7, I found out. Okay, so that's pretty much it. But the next step is enlightenment. Purging of the old to receive the new. We do this through the healing of the body through movement, which is one of my favorite ways to release energy. Especially if you have a lot of energy that gets aimed at you, movement is an immediate release for that energy. The next seminar will be on detoxing the body so that we are fully ready for 2023. So we'll be detoxing the body and shadow work so we can get rid. So we basically have that extra just yuck on us and we need to really pull it off. Including me. Trust me, I've gone through so much trauma and I'm not perfect, so I definitely need to get rid of some more stuff, always. The next seminar will be on 12/22/22 at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. All slides and important information can be found on my Patreon in my bio for $1. I made it $1 so everybody could afford it. I think everybody deserves to learn education, especially ones that have pertained to old spirituality and new spirituality. I also want to do some lives on there eventually and maybe some group discussions. So if anybody wants to join me on there, I would love to talk about all of this. And I would say I would like to take questions at this time, but I'm not seeing any chats, which is okay. I might have missed it not being live. As a new subscriber, I cannot go live with YouTube. I have to use a third party, so it just might not work the same. But that's okay. I'm gonna go live on my Instagram to take any questions. So if you have any serious questions, I would love to hear them. If you want to message me, I would love to hear that. If you want to comment underneath, I would love that. But yeah, I will see you next month. And thank you everybody for coming tonight. I really appreciate it. And I'm really excited for the next one.